be doing another talk of our Avita product talk series. So tonight it's about Livebiotic Plus, and Livebiotic Plus is a product that's loved by many of our distributors and also our customers. Okay, a lot of time Livebiotic Plus always goes to no more stock because it's so popular. Okay. This Avita product talk series, we have done many of our Avita's product, including NGF, our Vita 18, Saliva, Saligen, and also NGF I've said already. And today is the last second, and then next week we'll have our TCM series, our traditional Chinese herbal essential oil series, and then we covered all the main Avita products already. Okay, so hope and all the video are on our YouTube channel. So if you want to revisit, or if you feel like, hey, I have a friend who can benefit from this product and I want him or her to understand more about the product, feel free to get the link from your upline and then you can send it to them. So this is also another purpose of doing this whole series of product talk. Okay, so this Livebiotic Plus, tonight we focus on Livebiotic Plus. And to understand about Livebiotic Plus, we need to understand about probiotic, because this is a probiotic product. Okay, which is also called good bacteria. Okay, do you know that at this very moment, our gut is actually filled with almost 100 trillion microbes, most of which are, of course, bacteria, 300 to 500 types of bacteria. There's also fungi, there's also viruses, etc., but mostly are bacteria. So in our body, there is another world, okay? All these small microorganisms living in our stomach. 100 trillion, it sounds like a lot, okay? To put it into perspective, do you know how many population are in our world right now? We have 8.1 trillion population. 8.1 trillion, okay? A lot, right? But you need to times 12,000. 12,000, our current population times 12,000, then you get about 100 trillion, and they are living inside our gut system. Okay, so have you ever imagined there's such a huge population, tiny creatures living in our intestine, okay, in our gut system? For the past 100 years, there's more and more research and studies done on probiotic, and we have only recently started to understand their roles in our body. And they are far more important, okay? If you are still thinking about good bacteria, it's only for our digestion system. Many researchers and studies, they are already telling us, no, it's far more than that, okay? And you learn more about it tonight. So what are good bacteria and why are they so important and how they affect our health? Okay, let's start with this very short video and to understand more about probiotics. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Just 100 years ago, most of the food we ate was unprocessed and locally grown. But over the years, we've industrialized, pasteurized, sanitized, and processed our food supply, stripping our food of its best natural benefits. This change has had a dramatic effect on our bodies, especially our gastrointestinal tract, which is home to both good and bad bacteria that are constantly at work. In fact, approximately 10% of a person's body weight is bacteria. The good bacteria, probiotics, play an essential role in our digestive, metabolic, and immune functions. They produce enzymes that break down food, regulate vitamin and nutrient uptake, and convert sugars into essential nutrients. Good bacteria are also the first line of defense for our immune system, blocking toxins, breaking down allergy-causing proteins, and crowding out harmful bacteria and yeast. In fact, 70 to 80% of our immune system resides in our gut. When you have enough of the good bacteria working hard, your digestive, metabolic, and immune functions chug along, and you feel your body is working to keep you healthy, digesting food, fighting infection, and keeping you with a bounce in your step. If you don't supply your body with enough good bacteria, the bad bacteria will take over, and you may suffer from a broad range of issues like diarrhea, constipation, gas, inflammation, food allergies, fatigue, and irritability. It's no wonder we're taking more pills, being sold more vitamins, and running for antacids after every rich meal. We've processed the good guys right out of our food. It's time we take care of ourselves and get healthier, not by treating our symptoms, but by adding back our friendly good bacteria. probiotics.
Okay, I like one of the sentence in the video. Okay, we don't want to just treat our symptoms, but we want to go back to the root. And probiotic, a lot of time, all these bacteria in our gut system, they are really affecting our body. Okay, of course, like the video mentioned, one of the most obvious benefit of probiotic, good bacteria, is they help our digestion system. So on an average, we eat about 35 tons of food in our lifetime. That's a lot, okay? But our body, actually, they don't have the right enzyme to break down complex sugar, okay? Like starch and also like polysaccharides. So what do? The gut bacteria, they help to break down the starch, okay? And their enzymes actually break down these sugars to make B group vitamin and also vitamin K, like the video actually mentioned. So we need all this vitamin to stay healthy, okay? And other than that, so they also help to break down food, of course, and also many other digestion functions. So when we have more bacteria in our gut system, the effect is not just constipation, diarrhea, etc. Okay, any irritable bowel syndrome, etc. Okay, it's definitely much more than that. Because when our gut system, there's more bacteria, this bacteria environment is imbalanced, it actually causes inflammation. And inflammation causes our whole body to go haywire. So for example, like diabetes, it might even cause like cardiovascular disease, joint pain. You might be thinking, joint pain, is it related to our gut system? It does, okay? It's very it's a bit, it started with the gut system inflammation, then it actually also affect our nervous system. Later, I'll talk more about this. So including even cancer, etc. So if you are still thinking, like I mentioned in the first slides, if you are still thinking, hey, good bacteria is just for my digestion system, this is the first very important information. It's really much more than that. Okay, so other than helping in our digestion system and also metabolism, our gut bacteria is also very essential to our immune system. This is a photo, okay, of our small intestine from the side view of it. Okay, so the gut bacteria and the immune system actually collaborate, okay, to keep disease-causing bacteria at bay. Our small intestine, very interesting fact, our small intestine actually has a very high surface area. If you unfold our small intestine into a flat surface, it's actually as big as a basketball court. Can you imagine? Our small intestine, if you unfold it and make it very flat, is as big as a basketball court. So we are actually inside our stomach, there's actually a basketball court. Okay, but why how come it can stuff inside our stomach? Because in our small intestine, there's on the walls of our small intestine, there's actually a lot of folds and also hair-like projections, like you can see in the slide. Okay, there's so many folds. Why is it so? Because it has to increase the surface area to help to maximize the absorption of nutrients and also water. Okay, so things actually goes through our small intestine. Okay, so the food goes through here, and then all these folds, it actually increase the surface area to help our body absorb nutrients and also water. So good things, okay, actually can go in from all this from this area, okay, and goes to our bloodstream, then to be transferred to necessary parts of our body, so that we can process and also use it. Good things can go in, but bad things can also go in. Okay, when we eat something wrong, when we eat dirty things, when we actually we can also absorb, we can also consume like bacteria, viruses, etc. So our immune cells, they surround this area. Okay, they surround all this area to help to protect our body, because if bacteria goes through our small intestine and goes directly into our bloodstream, is very, very dangerous. Okay, so 70% to 80%, like the video mentioned, of our immune cells actually surrounds our gut system to help to protect this process. Okay, so our immune cells are our first line of defense, and our gut bacteria actually our second line of defense, because they secrete certain metabolites that further help to defend our body against disease-causing bacteria to enter into our bloodstream. Okay, so we always talk about, wow, we must strengthen our immune system, especially, during COVID, during SARS period. We know, wow, our immune is our first line of defense. We must strengthen our immunity. Immune is very important. But how do we strengthen our immunity? Very, very simple. The answer is actually very, very simple. We improve our gut system. It means we improve the health of our gut system. So when we have a healthy gut system, when we have healthy digestion system, our immune generally is strong. Okay, but if we have very bad stomach, our digestion is very bad, it means our immune will also be affected. Okay, so this is also a very, very important information. Our gut system, our good bacteria actually also, other than helping our digestion, also help to strengthen our immunity. Okay, so another thing very importantly is this is already backed by a lot of studies and research. Okay, essentially our bacteria, the bacteria in our gut system actually has our brain on speed dial, meaning that they can help, they directly can access to our brain, okay, to our nervous system, okay. They can help to, the bacteria can actually help to coordinate our body's function. This is known as the gut-brain axis. It's the two-way communication between our central nervous system and also our enteric nervous system. Our nervous system is linked to the gut and allowing our gastrointestinal tract and brain to talk to each other directly, okay. So we always say our gut is actually our second brain. Okay, so this back and forth conversations is very important. It helps our body to maintain a physiological balance, which is also known as homeostasis. Okay, our brain actually, our gut bacteria even release certain molecules, okay, such as and hormones that can affect our brain. Like for example, serotonin. Okay, our gut bacteria actually secretes serotonin, GABA, etc. All this neurotransmitter. Can you imagine? So we know serotonin is it's very important to maintain happiness, right? So that's why, when you eat wrong things, it actually not only affect your gut, your stomach, it also affect your mood. Okay, I always think that I'm a food lover. So when I eat things that are not tasty, I feel not very happy. Okay, it's actually more than that. Okay, so a healthy gut system is also very important for our mood. And actually, our gut bacteria can also put us to bed. Can you imagine? Our certain gut bacteria release sleep-inducing compound called muremyl peptides. And people with unhealthy gut bacteria profile tends to have poorer sleep. Okay, and our gut bacteria also affects the brain development of the unborn child. Okay, so this is actually already backed by a lot of research already, and we encourage you can Google all this. I won't go into details, but we really encourage pregnant mothers to take probiotics. Many researchers have shown that during pregnancy, if mother take probiotic, other than helping the brain development of the unborn baby, okay, they are less likely to develop when they are born. When babies are born, they are also less likely to develop allergy issues and also, become overweight. So there's so many benefits of a probiotic. So good bacteria helps in our digestion, overall health, strengthen our immune, our mood, our sleep, and even help in the development of baby's brain, and also, help children to maintain a good body and also less allergic, etc. But one thing we need to know is, this is another very important information. We need to know that in our gut system, there are actually different types of bacteria, okay? Some are the maintaining of the balance of good and bad gut bacteria is very, very important. Why? Because there's different characters. There are majority, more than 50% of the bacteria are actually neutral. They are neutral. Normally, they are just minding their own business in the gut system. But okay, so about 30% are good bacteria and another 20% are bad bacteria that they will cause disease, etc. Okay, this neutral bacteria, about 50%, normally they are neutral. When there are more good bacteria, they are good bacteria. So they help in releasing, for example, like serotonin, things that our body needs. But when the system, the environment, the balance is broken, So there are more bad bacteria. The neutral bacteria actually becomes bad bacteria, and they will cause havoc in our gut system. Okay, this is something that we always need to remember, because, for example, okay, if we continue to feed our body with a lot of processed food, with a lot of garbage, with a lot of unhealthy food, it actually breaks the balance of our gut bacteria system, and it will cause the neutral bacteria to go to the bad bacteria side, and then it will cause a lot of inflammation happening in your body, and also it will cause a lot of problem to our health. Okay, some long-term effect, slowly it accumulates, but sometimes you see people, hey, suddenly they eat the wrong thing and the whole body actually collapse. It's the breaking of the whole ecosystem in our body. So like I mentioned, maintaining that physio balance is very, very important. Okay, so we must always supply our body with good bacteria. Actually, how can we get good bacteria? How do we get bacteria in our body? We are naturally born with it. Okay, there are a good part of it that we are born with it, and naturally, it continues to, since we are birthed, when we are, pulled out from our mother's womb, we got bacteria in our intestine, in our gut system already. Okay, we are born in it. You say, oh, I want to get rid of all the bad bacteria in our body. You can't. Okay, we naturally have it. But what we can do is we continue to supply good bacteria to our body to help to maintain a good balance. Another, of course, good important thing is we can take a lot of good food, for example, like fruits, vegetables. There are some vegetables or fermented food, okay, and also like whole grain food. They are actually called prebiotics. Our intestine actually cannot digest them, but they are very good food for our bacteria. It helps them to grow. Okay, but one very simple way to supply our body with constant good bacteria is you just take probiotic products. You just take good bacteria into our body. Okay, so how do we select good probiotics? There are so many brands in the market, right? If you go to a pharmacy in Malaysia, in Singapore, you can see so many good probiotics product. Okay, a lot of products are actually very good. Okay, but how do we select when we want to select a probiotic product? One thing is, a lot of people actually talk about the number of the bacteria count. Okay, in here I want to talk about one thing. Okay, the bacteria count, of course, is important, but more importantly, actually, is the combination of the bacteria strand. So what kind of bacteria strand is actually inside the probiotic? This is actually the top most consideration that you want to consider when you are selecting a good probiotic product. Of course, we want to introduce our Avita Livebiotic Plus. One very important thing behind Livebiotic Plus is the bacteria group inside the Livebiotic Plus. Okay, the main bacteria, these are the 4 bacteria group that is inside the Livebiotic Plus. The main bacteria is actually called K21. What is so special about K21 is it's actually patented, okay, by US and also Taiwan. The face that you see on the screen is actually the research professor behind Livebiotic, okay, and he is one of the top researcher in the market on probiotic. He's also the founding president of the Asia Lactobacillus Association. Okay, it's also the consultant of a lot of probiotic company. So he's one of the top specialists, okay, in this area. For me, I'm not a scientist, okay, majority of us are not scientists, but so that's why we find a very, very good researcher. There's a strong studies. There's also a very good, strong research done behind this probiotic. Is very, very important. So for Livebiotic Plus, the K21 bacteria strand actually got a patent, okay? And more importantly, later I'll share more about all the lab tests Professor Tai has done in the lab to prove that the Livebiotic Plus actually is backed by a lot of scientific research. It's not just hearsay and also, based on what we know, what we feel, but there's actually a lot of studies done on Livebiotic K21 to prove its efficacy. Okay, next, Okay, just now I mentioned, right, why the probiotic strength, why the bacteria strength is very, very important, because different combination actually can produce a better results. Okay, for example, we talk about fried rice. Okay, you cannot just add a lot of rice, right? You need different ingredients to make a bowl of good, tasty fried rice. It's the same as selecting a probiotic product. Different bacteria strength, actually, when it combines, there's some basic bacteria, for example, like the bifidobacterium. It's very important in our large intestine. The lactobacillus actually are in the small intestine. So there are different bacteria strand that works in different environment and also for different purposes. So you need a good combination of it. Okay. If you want to read more, this actually explains why the Livebiotic plus the bacteria strand is so good, the combination. But I won't go into detail. If you want, you can get the slide from me or from the friend who invited you here. I can send you this slide. Okay. And of course, the count is also important, but that's not the first factor that you want to consider. Okay, of course, Livebiotic plus have 112 billion bacteria count. So it's actually really good enough for your 1 day supply, because you need about 10 billion good bacteria supply every day. Okay, you have 100 billion trillion. Okay, so about 10 billion, actually every day you take in about 10 billion, actually is okay. Okay, if you take like 100 billion, there are some in the market, it's 100 billion, 200 billion. I mean, it's also important for the count to be big, but to a certain extent, you don't need for it to go like beyond, but the combination is very important. And then another thing is, of course, the Livebiotic Plus is patented. The K21 bacteria strand is patented. Later, I'll talk about all the research done on K21. And there's also the another added, the supreme anti-aging Phyllanthus extracts. Okay, later I'll talk more on this. What are the effect and why do we add this extract inside the Livebiotic Plus? Okay, so the overall effect of K21, it helps to reduce, of course, inflammation, and it boosts our immune system. Like I mentioned just now, it has all the basic function of our probiotic, of a basic probiotic product, and reduce the chance of helps in our digestion system, all the diarrhea, constipation, etc. But K21 actually also helps to reduce and prevent the accumulation of cholesterol and triglycerides caused by high-fat diet. This is very special because you don't see this in a lot of probiotic product. It actually helps to prevent and reduce the accumulation of cholesterol. Okay, later we'll tell you the why can we claim this, because there's actually studies backed, there's studies backed up this statement. And of course, it also helps to, probiotic helps to produce vitamin B complex, pantothenic acid, etc. All these very important vitamins to help our body to absorb calcium and other nutrients. Okay, so there are so many functions for a good bacteria. Okay, this K21 is a super anti-inflammation probiotic. Okay, so it helps to adjust our intestinal flora. It means to help to maintain our bacteria balance in our gut system. Of course, we keep emphasizing it reduces the inflammation of the intestine and also help to improve ulcerative colitis. Later, I'll share the studies done on this ulcers in our gut system. And of course, it helps to, K21 also can help to reduce weight, reduce fat accumulation, and improve glucose tolerance and also insulin resistance, and improve our liver damage. Okay, it might sound like, oh, really? Later, I'll share the research done on this. Okay. Okay, this is one research done in the lab. Okay, so it's on the mice itself. So you can see there's 3 groups, right? This is a healthy group. So this is the group intestine of a healthy mice. Okay, the length of the intestine is actually colon, large intestine, and also the inflammation index. Okay, and this is the second group, is actually the mice with ulcers. Okay, so the intestine is inflamed. So you can see that the length becomes shorter because inflammation actually, it will destroy the intestine. And also the index are very, very high. Okay, you can see all the things indicated in the red. And after feeding the rat, so they induce the mice with ulcers, and then they feed the mice with K21. And you can see immediately the inflammation index actually reduced to almost to the normal healthy mice. So K21 is very effective when you have inflammation in your gut system. Okay, so for people with, for example, like irritable bowel syndrome, for people who have very sensitive gut system, very bad digestion system, always feel very inflamed, okay, always feel very bloated, Lifebiotic plus Avita's K21 is very, very effective, okay, backed by research. And then another research, this is the photo of a intestine. So you can see that the healthy actually is just very normal. But when it has ulcer, it's inflamed, right? So you can see the inflammation is happening, okay? But after feeding with the K21, okay, it's almost back to normal. Okay, so from this photo and also from the studies, you can see the effectiveness of K21. Okay, another is on we mentioned about the high fat diet, right? Nowadays, we eat so many uncontrollably, okay, or we didn't realize, but we are eating a lot of fats into our body, okay? I mean, of course, in the lab, they purposely feed the mouse with a lot of high fat diet, okay, a lot of fats, okay. So you can see that their cells are very, very, there's a lot of fats accumulated in their cells, okay. And then after with K21, so you can see that the accumulation of the fat are actually much reduced, okay. These are the photo, some of the data. But what I want you to see, this is actually a pair of brother and sister, okay? They are from the same mother. But when they feed the mouse with high-fat diet, you can see the weight, okay? The body actually gains so much weight. And also the liver, they also measure the weight of the liver. And also this fat pad. What is this fat pad? It's actually in layman term, is the measure of the fat in the rodent abdominal area. So they use it to measure the accumulation of fat in the rodent, especially on their tummy area. So you can see very clearly that the normal diet, of course, the rat is only 2 kg. But when you feed the rat with a lot of high fat diet, it more than double, actually 2.5 times. So from 2 kg, a normal rat is 2 kg, but if you feed a rat with high-fat diet, it can grow up to 5 kg, okay? But when you feed the rat with high-fat diet plus K21, you can see that the body weight actually is more balanced. It's not as, bad as 5 kg of a high-fat diet. And of course, the stomach area or the fat accumulated in the stomach area is also largely reduced. Okay, so if you are a person like me who always enjoy a good plate of char kway teow, who enjoys sometimes I love animal fats. I love the pork. I love chicken skin, etc. People always say, "Wow, why you love all this?" You don't gain a lot of weight. I mean, of course, I take probiotic, Livebiotic Plus every day. But another thing is, I think a good control. You don't overeat everything. You can enjoy the food that you love, but you control how many you are putting inside your body. But of course, you take Livebiotic, especially for young children. I think Livebiotic Plus is very, very good for young children, especially nowadays. We see more and more young children, gaining a lot of weight because of their diet. Okay, so these are some of the research. Oh, sorry, in grams. Thank you. Thank you, Ollie. Okay, another is also the in terms of cholesterol and also the triglycerides. Okay, so you can see that the index, okay, all the numbers, it's clearly showing all of us that K21, even with high fat diet, it helps to control. Of course, we are not saying that when you eat Livebiotic Plus, you can take as many high fat diet as you want. Okay, still you need let's do things in moderation. But we are sharing with everybody, you can add K21 Livebiotic Plus into your daily routine. that helps us to control our cholesterol, our triglyceride, and also leptin. What is leptin? Our fat cells actually use leptin to tell, leptin is it actually tells our brain how much body fat our body carries. So when you have high levels of leptin, it means, you know, your brain knows that, oh, you have a lot of fat stored in your body. Okay, so in Chinese, it's called fat hormone. Okay, it's an indicator. When you have very high leptin, it means you have a lot of fat accumulated in your body. And you can see from the numbers that when high fat diet, the leptin level is so high, 3,000. Normal is just 170. But with K21, it reduced to more than half. Okay, so really, Livebiotic Plus is our probiotic. It's not just for digestion system only. It's really much more than that. Okay, this is a index. The GOT and also GPT. This test is actually a blood test that check liver damage. Okay, so when you feed the mice with a lot of high fat diet, it actually damage our liver as well. So you can see that the high fat diet, the mouse actually has a very, very high index in terms of the liver damage. And after K21, you can see that the numbers are largely reduced. Okay. Okay, these are the laxative effects of the K21 bacteria. So it means that, you know, we can, for people with constipation, probiotic, Avita Livebiotic Plus actually helps in this. Okay, so overall, what I want to emphasize is Livebiotic K21 is backed by a lot of research. Okay, this is something that you don't see in a lot of probiotic product in the market very, very often. Okay, so it's actually a it's effective. Not just we say it's effective, not just, oh, probiotic in general is effective, but Avita's Livebiotic Plus is effective. When you go to the pharmacy, there's a lot of brand. Okay, generally they are effective because probiotic is effective in general terms. But what do you know so much about that specific product? I mean, for me is I trust Avita's Livebiotic Plus, not just because I'm doing I'm from Avita, but more importantly is backed by all this research. That's first thing. Another thing is the research team behind is one of the top in Asia. And to me, I'm not a scientist, but I trust the team, the top team that brings us this product. Okay, so that's another thing. So all this, I think, is a very good evidence of showing the effectiveness of K21, and you can take it with a very, a short mind. And of course, just now we mentioned, right, inside there's this ingredient. It's called the Emblica. It's an abstraction of Emblica. Okay, what does Emblica do? It also helps to, it's also a natural antioxidant. Okay, it can actually, whiten our skin, but you don't think that, oh, I take Livebiotic Plus and, I can become whiter by a few degrees. Huh? It doesn't happen to everybody, but I do have a friend, okay? It's my aunt's neighbor. I'm also very surprised when the husband and wife, they started taking Livebiotic Plus. They only took one box, so they started trying. I don't know why they started trying. I've never met them before. My aunt, she's also not, into the business or anything. She doesn't share with people. But they just one day tell her, I want to try, whatever you're trying. So she said, oh, I'm trying a Livebiotic Plus. So they bought a box. And after a month, they came back for more. Why? Because they become fairer. They are like very amazed by the effect. I'm also very wowed by a PT. They didn't take the before and after photo. Otherwise, it'd be such a good, comparison. But they are wowed by the effect. Another thing is they realize it's not on purpose, but they did a blood test and it showed them. I mean, previously they done it. They do blood tests every year, and their previous result, their liver index is not very good. But after just 1 month of Livebiotic Plus, their liver index improved. I mean, their previous blood test is not 1 month before Livebiotic, or it's every year. Okay, so there's a year's difference. But they say they didn't do much in terms of helping their liver to grow healthier. Nothing much. But it's just 1 month of Livebiotic Plus, and they happen to go back. And then they realize, oh, their liver index actually improved, and also their skin become much fairer. So they are very amazed. And since then, they have been a very, very great, strong, loyal customer of Livebiotic Plus. I still haven't never met them before, okay? But they're just, religiously taking Livebiotic Plus. Okay. Then, of course, the Emblica extract also helps in, other than antioxidant, it's also very good for the cardiovascular health. It also helps to boost good cholesterol and reduce bad cholesterol. So it also helps, other than our K21, this Emblica extract also helps in the cholesterol and maintaining the cholesterol. Okay. And okay, this is some research also show that the Emblica extract help in our increasing our HDL and also lowering our LDL. Okay. The next I want to talk about is when we are selecting a good probiotic product. First, of course, is like I mentioned, the bacteria combination. The what are the different bacteria groups selected in this product. Another is, of course, the count is important. Okay. Another is are there prebiotic inside this probiotic product? Like doing some kind of pronunciation. But prebiotic is very, very important. Why? Because it's actually food for our probiotic. This prebiotic, mainly their fiber, just like this fiber saw too, okay? And it's actually also certified in the US and also in Japan. So they are actually a very good, great fiber saw. Okay, and this fiber saw, they cannot digest, our human cells actually cannot digest this fiber, okay, or complex carbs. But our probiotic, they actually eat, this prebiotic as food, so they can survive in our stomach longer. Okay, frankly speaking, anything that we are naturally born with, the bacteria that our body is naturally born with, it stays in our body. But any probiotic that we ingest from outside, it actually cannot survive in our body that long. Okay, that's why we always need to take probiotic product. You cannot think that, oh, I eat 10 million probiotic, or one day, for example, like Livebiotic Plus, it has 10 million 10 billion count, right? So you think that, okay, I eat like 10 packets, then it can last me for 10 days. No, it doesn't work that way. Our body naturally will get rid of them. So what you want is you want them to stay in your body longer to help to change or to help to improve the environment, the bacteria environment inside our gut system. So one very important thing is, do you feed them with food so that they can survive longer? So in Avita Livebiotic Plus, this fiber saw, it serves as a food for the probiotic. It's not for you. You don't think that, I eat this for me. No, this fiber saw is for our intestine. It's for our bacteria. Okay, this is also very, very important. Okay, so last but not least, what I want to share is, how do we consume Livebiotic Plus? Every set in Livebiotic Plus, one box has 60 sachets. Okay, so 60 sachets, we recommend 2 sachets a day. Okay, why do we recommend 2 sachets a day? Actually, 1 sachet a day is good enough to supplement your body with enough bacteria. But why do we recommend 2 sachets? Not because we want to sell you more, but more importantly is because of our lifestyle, our diet, and also stress. Stress is really a killer for our body, but we cannot avoid stress. Stress kills bacteria. It's a very bad influence to our bacteria environment in our gut system, stress. Okay, so whenever you feel stressed, you feel, our stomach is very tight, you feel like, very anxious, etc. Stress. Okay, but we cannot avoid stress, but we need to manage stress. Another thing is, when our body is healthier, we actually can manage emotion so much better. So you don't think that emotion, I just have to cope with it. When you improve your body, your health, your body is able to cope with emotion so much better. Really, you don't think that, really, it's the truth. Okay, so maintain a healthy body, you're also maintaining a very healthy mind. Okay, so we recommend 2 sachets, at least 2 sachets a day for general maintenance. So one box, 60 sachets is good for 1 month. Okay, another thing is you can take, for me, I take before sleep. Okay, so when you sleep, the bacteria can start to work in your intestine, okay, in your gut system. So take before sleep. You can also take in the morning. You can also take before meal, between meal, after meal. There's not much restriction on Livebiotic Plus. The only thing is, do not take with hot food or hot water. Anything above 40 degrees, nah, that's a no-no. So if you want to give it to, even infants can take Livebiotic Plus, okay? Pregnant mother, everybody can take, okay? So the only thing is, no with hot water or hot food. Above 40 degrees, that's a no-no. So for infant, you can actually mix it inside their milk, okay? You can also just let them lick a little bit. It's also fine, okay? So for infant below 3-year-old, each time is about half a packet or 1 packet, okay? So young children, you don't need so many, but you can feed, any age, any type of people, they can take. And Livebiotic Plus is a bit sweet, okay? This is because of the fiber, so the prebiotic, okay? So for people with diabetes, they can also take Livebiotic Plus. So don't think that, they have diabetes, so they can't take probiotic. They can, okay? And later, I can invite Hui Kiong to share. Her mom is diabetes for many years, but the mom is also taking Livebiotic Plus with very good effect. Okay, so the only thing about Livebiotic is don't take with hot water or hot food above 40 degrees. Other than that, there's no restriction. You can take it anytime, anywhere. Okay, now I want to share some testimony. This testimony are all in Chinese. I apologize, but I want to keep it to the original. Okay, this is actually from a Taiwan friend. You know, the sister actually took this 丝瓜. 丝瓜 is called loofah. Loofah. Do you know what is loofah? Okay, so she take loofah in lunch. Actually, it's sent to her by a friend. So she realized, hey, when she eats, she realized, hey, it's very, very bitter. Okay, it's much bitter than bitter gourd. So she only took two mouthfuls and she stopped eating because it's really, the taste is so weird. But just within minutes, she realized, hey, her whole body feel very, very uncomfortable. She starts to perspire, and then she starts to vomit, and then cold sweats come out. She feel dizzy. That's why I mentioned, when you eat something wrong, and it's very bad, and then it affect our gut, our bacteria environment immediately, and your body actually just go into a imbalance. And if you don't handle it, it can actually be very fatal. Okay, so at that time, she said she's the only person at home, and she doesn't have any strength. She just feel very dizzy, and also cold sweat, keep perspiring. And because the person, she doesn't like to go hospital, so she was like thinking, okay, let's just bear with it and see. So the friend, the sister, the younger sister, caught the sister. The sister caught her younger sister, which is one of our distributor. So she asked her to, okay, you don't eat anything, and you take 2 packets of Livebiotic Plus every half an hour, and also, of course, drink a lot of water. Okay, so of course, she also asked the sister to use Avita's TCM oil, including like Siang, Panaso Magnolia, and also BM, to rub on the tummy area. And then if she continues to feel uncomfortable, must go and see must go to the hospital. Okay, we always emphasize, we are not doctors. So until the dinner time, so the sister called her again and say, oh, she's already fine, her body is already very, very fine, and she's very excited. She said, oh, Livebiotic Plus is really, really effective. And just after the first 2 sachets, immediately the vomit stops. Okay, and also the whole stomach, that time she feel, wow, the whole stomach is like like twining together, it's also much better. Okay, so it's very, very effective. This is also from Taiwan. This is a young children. He's 9-year-old and he has the ADHD. It means he cannot focus. Okay, and he played soccer in his in his school, so he has a constipation problem. Wow, that's bad. So he goes to toilet. He goes to poo every 4 to 5 days. Every 4 to 5 days, he go poo once. Okay, and he's also using ADHD, a drug that cures helps in ADHD. So it also affects his appetite. Okay, and it's much smaller than same age 9-year-old friends. And mom here sharing about Livebiotic Plus. So she started to give this 9-year-old boy Livebiotic Plus, and just within 2 days, the constipation improved from 4 to 5 days time, become 1 day every time, sometimes even 1 day 2 times, go poo 2 times. And not only his constipation improved, his appetite also improved. So the mother is so happy. Okay. The last but not least is actually a cat. Okay, we also give Livebiotic Plus to cats. I also give to my dogs. I'm a dog lover. I have 5 dogs at home and 2 cats. Okay, so this is when the cat was still very, very young, he has a skin disease, skin problem. So just within 1 month of Livebiotic Plus, you can see the improvement. Okay, the skin is much improved and also the fur. Okay, and okay, I know we have a lot of questions in the audience. I see that oh, thank you, Bibi. Diona is a believer in gut health. Yes. Okay, Yaling asked, they are also taking NGF 30 minutes before sleep. So how do they take Livebiotic? You can take it directly before sleep. So if you are taking NGF 30 minutes before sleep, then you take right before you are sleeping. Livebiotic you can take with anything. It doesn't collapse. It doesn't contradict with any thing except hot water or hot food. Okay, so as long as it's not hot water, hot food, you can actually take with NGF. It's okay. Okay, another testimony I want to share is my mom also. She went to Nepal with one good friend and two nuns. So 4 of them went to Nepal. Then when she came, that time I'm very worried because we always hear, wow, the hygiene, food hygiene is not very good, etc. So I passed her half a box of Livebiotic, about almost 30 sachets. I can't remember exactly how much. I just remember I grabbed a whole half a box and just pass it to her. And when she came back, she only went for 5 days. So 20 over sachets is more than enough. When she came back, we're going to pick her up at the airport. Then the other 3 immediately have to go to the hospital immediately because they got food poisoning since Nepal. So at Nepal, they already went to hospital. Then I asked my mom, hey, how about you? She said, oh, I'm okay lah. She only have a few diarrhea and that's it. She said because she keep on taking Livebiotic Plus. And funny part is she consumed everything. She finished all the 20 over sachets. I thought she shared with her friend. She said, oh, no, I didn't. I just keep taking. So she's not as serious as them. Okay, she didn't go to hospital at Nepal. Even when she came back to Malaysia, she also doesn't need to go to hospital. So I said to my mom, I'm very happy for you, but next time please share with your friends, okay? So cute stories, okay? Are the probiotic activated? Okay, for probiotic product, right? Probiotic, it has to be active ingredient. It has to be active. The ingredients has to be active for it to work. Not only for Livebiotic Plus, actually for any kind of probiotic, it has to be active. Okay, is this your question? Okay, if you have any other questions, you can ask. If you have testimony you want to share, you can also, on your video, on your mic and share with any of us. If not, I want to announce a promotion before we end. And then, so from now until Friday, there is a buy 4, get 1 free Livebiotic promotion. Yay! Okay, starting only in our Singapore office and Malaysia office. Okay, so starting from today until Friday. Do not wait until Saturday to key in your order. Until Friday. Okay, so 2 days only, Thursday and Friday. There is a buy 4 boxes, get 1 box for free promotion. Yay! Thank you, company. Okay, is there any question or anybody want to share? Probiotic is quite straightforward. So that's it for our sharing for tonight. And next week, we have our last session for the Avita product series, which is on our traditional Chinese herbal essential oil, the whole set of it. So you understand the whole set, and also, you know, what is so special about our Avita TCM oil. Yes, the promotion is for Singapore and Malaysia only. Jonalyn, you want to ask for Philippines, right? Sorry. It's only for Singapore and Malaysia. Buy 4 boxes and get 1 box for free promo. You can key it in Singapore or Malaysia, but you need to ask somebody to help you to take the product back to Philippines. No problem. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. I'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye. If you want the link, the Zoom link will the video will be available on YouTube. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.